Happy Wednesday, everybody. Hope you're all having a good day. I got invited to my very first early access event. It's something that I've been hoping to do since I started streaming Magic the Gathering back in 2021. And so finally getting to be able to play in the early access event, I feel so happy today. So I just wanted to say thank you, Isaiah, MTG, for the referral to be able to get me into the early access event. You've been a great friend and a great Magic the Gathering content creator, so I definitely recommend checking them out on Twitch if you haven't heard of them. They're a wonderful drafter. So I did not realize, though, that I was going to be invited to this event until last night. So I had less than 24 hours notice to kind of get prepared. So I threw this list together this morning and kind of did a couple iterations through, just really quickly. And just wanted to showcase you guys some of the exploration of the brew is for Ugin, Eye of the Storm, and I'll try to get my head out of the way here. So this card, whenever you cast a spell, exile up to one target permanent that's one or more colors, and then whenever you cast a colorless spell, exile up to one target permanent that's one or more colors. So what I like about this build is that it's purely colorless, and I feel like it's about time that we have a colorless deck in Standard. And so I've seen a couple of other Ugin Eye of the Storm builds, but that usually bring in another color, like mono white, and play it kind of in a control shell. And mono white is chosen because it has the best access to Wraths, and I'm playing the Sylex and both Silexes, so Karn Sylex and the Filigree Sylex, as a way to kind of answer the creature-based threats. And then we also have the Mightstone and Weakstone, which is either good for dig or for single point removal. So after playing it, though, I can make a couple of comments. Originally, I had played the Argivian Avenger because I thought it had Changeling as a shapeshifter, and was like, okay, well, we can just make it into a really big dragon that has the synergies with the Mox Jasper. However, this card does not have Changeling, so this could be replaced with a different colorless threat. It is reasonably nice because you can hit them for 12 haste damage as long as you have 3 colorless mana. But after messing around with it a little bit, like, these could probably just be Portal to Phyrexias or something like that, and they would probably fit the plan better. Hedron Archive and Irencrag work really nicely into ramping into Ugin, Eye of the Storms, and I think I might actually take this one up one as well. The Mox Jaspers with the Dragon Changeling kind of strategy that I was trying to do haven't been working terribly well because the Sylex wipes them a lot of times as well, right? Because it's X or less, so your Irencrag and Mox Jasper doesn't really fit with the Karn Sylex strategy. But you'll see how it plays out. It plays out reasonably well, but I do think that there could be a little bit of a different shell for the Mox Jasper specifically. I just wanted to test it out for the ramp, and it works relatively well. We could bring in like the Tree Bark Harvester or whatever the other colorless one is that is a Changeling, that the 3-costed one. That way we'd have more synergies. The downside with that is then when we ultimate with Ugin, we don't necessarily win on the spot. Because being able to grab the Avengers and be able to tack in for 12/12 is nice. So I might actually keep these. I don't know, I'm going to keep playing around with it. So I encourage you to explore with this. This is definitely an early, concept brew. And we've got the Soulstone Sanctuaries and the Mascots and the Adaptive Automatons to have the dragon count for the Mox Jasper. So it has the 12 that you want to play this sort of synergy. I also threw the Raceways in here just as a way to kind of like explore, since we're already colorless, there's no drawback to playing the colorless lands, and the Start Your Engines does give you some value if it gets to that. This deck doesn't push damage particularly well, so you could definitely play other lands there. The Conduit Pylons help us surveil into additional land drops. I'm running 25 on this because we do not want to miss a land drop. We want to hit turn 7 lands on turn 7 is okay for this deck. Fomori Vault also gives us pretty good dig considering the amount of artifacts that we have in the deck. Mightstone and Weakstone ramps us to our other artifacts but can't be actually used to cast Ugin, so keep that in mind. And yeah, I think that's it. The other thing to note just really quickly is that I recorded this at work because like I said, I didn't really have the ability to plan my schedule around being part of the early access event. So I'm just going to showcase some of my favorite games from playing it earlier while I was at work, so you won't see my smiling face. But thank you everybody for helping me accomplish my dream of joining the early access event, and thank you for all of those who have helped support me one way or another throughout the multi-year process. Thank you to my YouTube members, my Twitch subscribers. I really appreciate you all, as well as just all of the wonderful friends that I've gotten to know through my multiple years of doing YouTube content creation for Magic the Gathering. So with that, please enjoy the matches, and feel free to leave comments below about what you think about the deck, and yeah, hopefully we can make Colorless Dragons a thing in Standard. Enjoy.
if my intervention is required. My plan bears fruit. Focus. Breathe. Heed my counsel. When I am finished, there will be order. Preparation yields equilibrium must be restored. I grant you a boon. Preparation yields success. Mine is the power of eons. Knowledge is a virtue. timeless wisdom. Open your mind to possibility. This is an unfortunate fate. I see no threat that I cannot manage. I am the master of this world. Insight is vital to success. My resources are yours. belongs to the patient. Fate flows as easily as water. One step in the strategy. Your fate was sealed the moment this fight began. If my intervention insight is vital to success. Mine is the power of eons.